Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the newly formed Ududuwa Nation.
A very good evening to all my listeners from wherever you're watching this program from. Tonight is the 24th of October, 2020. My name is Ade Thomas. I'm speaking from London in the United Kingdom, and this is Heritage Television in London. Welcome to the program today. You've seen so many things happen in our life in the last few days, either from that angle or from this angle. So many things. And when I mean so many things that we cannot even talk about. So many things that's very disheartening, so many things that's very encouraging, and so many things that make you want to probably throw up in a way you have never done before in your life. Once again, welcome to Heritage Television. Today, you see the topic, Mirage in ASO Rock. We want to try and probe into this topic. If you know the definition of marriage, when you are traveling on the road, so if you are with me today, please share program here, because only lo si gbogbo bi to yẹ kó dé, only ti dé gbogbo bi to yẹ kó dé, nítorí dé yìí ràn mí lọ́wọ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ láti jẹ́ kí ètò alẹ́ kó rin ìrìn àjò dé gbogbo ibi tó yẹ kó dé ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn tó yẹ kó wò. Ẹ ṣé gan ni. Ní alẹ́ yìí mo ní àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n méjì mẹ́ta mẹ́rin kan pẹ̀lú mi tí àjọ máa fún mi jó ọ̀rọ̀. We're not here to judge. We're not here to give a final answer. What we're here to do is to take from you, take from there, take from right, take from left, and everybody can make up their mind from there. I'm not going to make up your mind for you, and I don't think you can make up my mind. I don't think you can make up my mind for me. So everybody will have to state their case tonight. We're not fighting, we're not arguing, but we want to state our case in a friendly and professional manner. So today, I still have one latecomer who hasn't turned up for the program. Well, I think I can hear his footstep just coming in. Thank God I haven't cursed him yet. So, but thank God he's actually there now. I can hear his footstep coming into the program. I was just about calling him latecomer, and I hope he's just not going to be showing me his head today. But thank God he's not just showing me his head, which I really appreciate that for. So I'm going to be revealing my guests tonight on the show to you. I have quite a number of them, 4 like number. So these are the faces of my guests. Hello, guys. Welcome to the show. So, but I'm going to start in a way that everybody will use their own mouth to introduce yourself. So let's start from the gentleman with a cap with a dark cap sitting next to me. I wouldn't say the gentleman with a red in the background because there are two people that have red in the background. And I will not just say the gentleman with a cap because there are two people that have cap. So we have two caps, two red background, three without cap. So that's still okay. So let me go to the gentleman with a dark cap that will be giving the mantle to first to actually introduce himself. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Remi Oyeyemi. I'm a businessman, a journalist, and Bobonishe. I do everything. So that's all about me. I don't know what else you want me to say.
So yours is like mo lè fi wé ètò tán sọ pé ó ń pààyàn ó ń pàdún ó ń pọpọ lọ́ọ̀lẹ́ ẹ̀sẹ̀ kan bùrọ̀dá ẹ̀ wá ara kan ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni gbogbo ìṣe náà ni àbí. Thank you very much, Mr. Remi Oyeyemi. He's from Ilesha, and you can hear from his tone anyway. Ilesha Lori Nwa. So welcome to the program, sir. I really appreciate you. The next person I'm going to be introducing is my daddy, who has a colorful background, a white and cream light background behind him there. Daddy, could you please introduce yourself to our audience tonight?
Good evening, Dogo Leo. Good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are. Good morning, all over the world. My name is Prince Adekunle Adesina Odumrayo. I'm a consultant. I'm from Ile-Ife, as everybody knows.
Wow, this man is Prince from Ile-Ife. I remember when we had watched that program in those days. Yeah, Coming to America.
Yes.
Prince.
Thank you very much.
Akim. So this is Prince Odumrayo. The next one I'm going to be introducing is also a Nigerian. The good thing about this program tonight is that everybody has got fantastic internet. Gbogbo àtàgbà wọn ló pé pérépéré gbogbo ẹ̀ ló show green, kò sí tó yọ orange bẹ́ẹ̀, kò sí tó yọ red bẹ́ẹ̀. Olúwaṣeun. So the next person I want to introduce is this gentleman, another one with a red background. So maybe we share it. Uncle, pull your camera down a little bit so that I don't want to see your head. I want to see your torso as well, please. Yeah, pull it down and push it away from you a little bit. Push it away from you a little bit. Pull it down and push it away from you a little bit. Yeah.
Is that better?
It's not better because only your body and okay, but we can still manage. Introduce yourself and settle down later. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, kí lorúkọ yín àti ibi tí ẹ wà. Ẹ sọ fún fún wa.
Ẹ kú alẹ́, ẹ kú àsán, ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà.
Ìyálẹ̀ta pẹ̀lú.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Olúwaṣẹ́gun Ọ̀ṣọ́sànyà. From Nigeria, even though presently I live in America, I live in Virginia, in America. As well, I am a businessman. Here in America, I have my own business. So I think, what more do you want me to say? Is that enough?
Well, you can give us your grandfather's name, you can give us your social security number, give us your PIN number to your bank account, and tell us how much is in your bank account. I will be glad to know all those things as well. Thank you very much, sir. So, the last but not the least, I don't think he need introduction. And today, he's managed to do his camera so good. I don't know how he has managed to achieve that. This is the gentleman. Introduce yourself, please.
Yes, thank you very much, viewers. My name is Fatai Okunribido. I haven't changed for my good name.
Praise you. Don't come forward. Just stay where you are. Move back and stay where you are before. Okay, that's it. Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my name is Fatai Okunribido, and I'm a journalist and public affairs commentator, as well as just like my earlier brother said. We Jishas, we are always very versatile in everything that we do. Jack of all trades and master of all. And thank God at least I'm part of this group discussing tonight about the current affairs in our nation.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that being brief. Yeah. Today, we want to talk about so many things. Mirage in ASO Rock. In the last few hours, there have been so many things ongoing that the gentleman in ASO Rock is Buhari, Ogba doctorate, Buhari tiku, Buhari otiku. Owalaye, Kusilaye. wọ́n ti gbé sí ní Saudi Arabia, wọ́n ti gbé sí London ló kú sí, Newcastle ló kú sí, àmọ́ tó jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. But everybody wants to split out their opinion, even though today in Nigeria's situation you can't trust anything, because if you can trust something, you won't find palliative lockout in Kaduna, in Jos, in Osun, in Lagos, in Ede, in Ilorin. It's crazy. So these days in Nigeria, there are so many things you cannot even believe. So let me go to someone who is for, and then another one who is against. So I'm going to start with Victor Osho. Is Buhari alive, sir?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. As for me, to be honest, I will find it hard that Buhari is dead and that somebody else is foisted on the whole nation. We are talking about the whole nation, that the president is dead and then they foisted somebody else on us. The vice president is there, the Senate is there, the House of Rep is there. Is there no possibility that some of these people in these houses will know that this man that is now called Buhari, foisted on us, is not the real man that we knew before? How can that happen in a whole nation? How powerful can that be? I mean, how powerful can the cabal be that they'll be able to deceive everybody? And with what would they use to even deceive them? Is it money or what else? That Osinbajo will now stoop so low that he will not accept that they fought somebody else on him that did not campaign with him. That did not campaign with him. He campaigned with Buhari together. They went from state to state. So how come that this man, a professor of law, a pastor that has his integrity to protect, will now accept that a foreigner, in quotes, or somebody else is now brought upon him to now be his head when that was not the person that they campaigned together with? So, and to force this on the whole nation, on the whole country of Nigeria, that would be the greatest deceit of the century to me. So in that respect, I will not wholeheartedly accept that Buhari is dead and that a stranger is now the person in ASO Rock.
Okay, so that is his opening submission. He said, Mr. Victor said he wouldn't agree that Buhari is dead. And I'm going to therefore go to someone who is in the know, a journalist. So whatever he say, we can hold him responsible for that because he's a journalist, is supposed to know. Mr. Remy Oyeyemi, what's your take on this one?
I'm a very cynical person where public institutions and politicians are concerned. I don't put anything past them. They are capable of anything under the sun. To that extent, I will not completely dismiss the theory that Buhari is dead. And then, as a journalist, evidence is very, very important, not just to the lawyers alone, but also to the journalists, because your story must be credible. So there are some things that are drawing me closer to the theory that the man we have in ASO Rock is not Muhammadu Buhari. I've tried, in my own limited way, to do forensic analysis of the facial construct of the man presently in ASO Rock compared to the Buhari we know in 2014, 2013, 2011, up to 1984 before when he became the public figure. I mean, he's been a public figure before then, but he became a national figure, as the president. So, and I see a lot of differences there. But the reason why I'm not using that as the solid or only evidence is because we know that they can do surgery. Surgery can can change the facial features of anybody. So that will stop right there. But what about his height? The Muhammad Buhari that we know, was taller than former Senate President Bukola Saraki. And the recent pictures that we have of this Buhari and Shola Saraki shows that Shola Saraki is now is now taller, than the president. So I'm wondering what kind of miracle is that. Somebody told me that old people shrink. Yes, we all know that they shrink in size, but not in height. So I still need somebody to explain to me how did Buhari become shorter, a shorter man, compared to this Buhari that we used to know. At least we know that Sharaki has not changed in any way. So somebody needs to explain to me, what is responsible for that. Then number 3, there has been circulated information about the Queen's condolence about the death of General Buhari in 2017. So, but we have not been able to establish it or confirm it. But the only thing that we know to be true is that this has not been denied by the Queen or spokesperson of the Queen or by the British government, that this is not true. So as long as that remains, then somebody needs to convince me. Then, as a husband and a father, I find it difficult to believe and to accept the kind of treatments that have been meted out to Miss Aisha Buhari. Somebody, despite my, dislike for the government of Buhari, someone that I really respect, because she has given me enough reason to really respect her because of her intelligence, her pro-people stances, and what I would like to call sincerity of purpose. Because calling our attention that what is wrong with the Nigerian men? Why can't they come out and not allow this government to be hijacked? But what really concerns me is this. If Buhari is the real man in ASO, how can he sit down there, open his eyes, and look at the way they have been embarrassing his wife, somebody who gave her 2 children? They were asking to move from one place to the other. Who could have given that kind of instruction if Buhari is alive? To the point that they were shooting, in our presence because of disagreement. The treatments being meted to her are so humiliating, so disrespecting, so undignified that I do not believe that authentic Buhari, that the real Muhammad Buhari, will sit down in that ASO Rock and allow that to happen to his wife. Somebody needs to explain to me how that is the case. Then we have this information. When Buhari first came back, his fingerprint could not open the door. It was in the news. And then the next thing we knew is that they said that he has to operate from home because there were rats in the presidency. And for 3 months, they were killing rats. He couldn't come to the office. So what that tells me is that they were coaching him, educating him on his body language, on the things he will pay attention to, and the rest of it. Why they try to correct the fingerprint on the door or whatever. Because I don't know why it will take 3 months to exterminate the rats in the president's office. So, to me, these are evidences of the fact that something is wrong. And then note this President Buhari that is there, please put it in quote when I say President Buhari, he doesn't like to address Nigerians. He will always address Nigerians through a recorded format. Even when they bring him here, I'm sure to address us, they will have coached him several times. And the way he speaks, if you watch the video, compare it with the old Buhari, you will see the difference. Very remarkable. So I'm only following the evidences. I'm only being critical of what I've seen, what they have given to us. So apart from the other sources like the foreign parliamentarians saying that Buhari was dead and everything, I'm just looking at what is happening. So it is difficult for me as an averagely intelligent man that this man who is there is Buhari. I don't believe it. Though I don't have evidences beyond what I'm telling you, but it is difficult, very, very difficult for me to accept it.
Thank you very much for that. We really appreciate your submission. That is the opening submission before questioning start coming in. I'm going to go to Prince Odumorayo to let him express his own mind about whether Buhari is alive or President Muhammadu Buhari is not one in ASO Rock. So, Prince Odumorayo, what have you got to say to this, sir?
The rest of my colleagues. My own position is that I do not believe Buhari is dead, and also I do not believe that Buhari is alive. It's a very complicated situation, because if you look at the story of Buhari being dead and buried in Saudi Arabia, it started via the indigenous people of Biafra, specifically through Nnamdi Kanu. He was the one that started this questioning the rationale behind the, a lot of time Buhari was spending in hospital and the rest of it. So, because of agitations of IPOB, people seems to hold the information being dished out by IPOB with a pinch of salt. But if you can look further and compare some of the contradictory pictures and videos and the rest of it that have been going online since that 2017, you will see that it requires probing. And don't forget that it was immediately some few weeks after IPOB started telling us about this, the man from Sudan, they say is occupying the ASO Rock. That was when the IPOB and the leadership were attacked in a state, which eventually led to his running away from Nigeria. So my position is that there are a lot of contradiction within the social media and a lot of evidences in terms of what Oyemi have already observed earlier, the height of former Buhari and his height now, the hair loops of Buhari and the hair loops of the present person, and many other contradictory videos and the rest of it, and even some evidences which you have not been able to verify vis-a-vis the issue of condolences by AU and some other documents that are showing that Buhari was dead and buried in 2017. So this is not to, my position is not to accept hook, line, and sinker what they are dishing out in the public, for public consumption. But at the same time, as reasonable and intelligent Nigerians with over 200 million people and a lot of people heads all over the world, we need to probe further to know if indeed the man that is occupying the position of our president in ASO Rock is Buhari himself or an impostor or a double body. Nigerians need to probe further. If it is possible, people, I know some of spokesperson of the government will be saying it's a personal issue, the medical whatever of the president cannot be exposed to public and the rest of it. I think this is complete humbug. If a man is our president and Nigerians are doubting the authenticity of the person that is there, it is pertinent for the administration to release the information of exactly what happened. And if we are we have somebody who is not a Nigerian, who they are calling all manners of names in ASO Rock, it is important for Nigerians to know. So we need to find out about this, because at the same time, I do not see the body language of the President Buhari as the former president. Our former President Buhari is a man that is assertive, is a person that wants to confront issues. You see, before his sickness started, when there was a problem in in Borno Maiduguri, he took a flight there. I saw him with a military uniform and a walking stick. But now it's even difficult for him to address us publicly. What he does is a recorded video and some other cut and paste pictures that is Buhari media group will be putting on the internet. This is not the kind of thing Nigerians want. We are more or less like in a rudderless situation in the country. And I believe, as I was telling you earlier, I told one of my friends earlier, that a partner of mine who's a foreigner told me he felt that Nigeria don't have a president. I said, yes, I do feel the same way. You get what I'm saying? We cannot be sitting down and be listening to some excuses and conditions or whatever the spokesperson like Adesina, Garba Shehu and the rest of them are dishing out to the public. Even the last public address was recorded. It wasn't a live something. We need a president we can talk to. More or less, Trump and Buhari, they are of the same age. You can see the vibrancy of Trump. You can see how the American publics are questioning him. The same with Nana Akufo-Addo in Ghana and some other presidents. The people question them. We don't want a president that will be sitting down in ASO Rock and just be dishing out some information at his whims and caprices. That is not what we want. You know, we heard that he was having meetings with former presidents and the rest of them and the rest of it. We don't know. And this is a virtual meeting. Nigeria needs to know better. You know, a man who is the president of Nigeria, who is a president like Buhari, who has fought for the unity of this country, the former president I'm saying, I'm not referring to the one we cannot identify whether it's true or not. President who fought for the unity of this country in the 1967 and whatever, who came to Nigeria as a military leader in 1984, will now instruct soldiers to be killing people in Lekki. It shows that the person who is leading us is not remorseful. Even when you look at what the statement, the address he made to the Nigerians on about 3 days ago regarding the uprising of Lensas and the rest of it, he's not compassionate. He doesn't even refer to people who are murdered in Lekki. These are the problems we're having. We need a compassionate leader. We need a leader who can stand and come out to the public and say, okay, I have made a mistake, I am sorry. And the man is even still threatening that if they think our backing down on SARS is a weakness, that is a military language. It's not a democratic language. We don't want to live in this kind of a country. That's the bottom line. We cannot continue to live that kind of a thing. Look at what is happening all over Nigeria. Palliative politicians are locking up foods in storehouses. People cannot eat. Nothing but the palliative here. Lagos State government was giving them Kobiowu of rice, and they are having hundreds of tons of bags of rice in places. Look at Jos, look at Calabar, look at Oyo, look at Osogbo. I mean, what kind of a country is this? So the question, I don't want to digress into that area, but the main important thing, our basis of discussion tonight is the authenticity of the president that is in ASO Rock. Nigeria needs to query, Nigerians to know, and we need to be informed exactly what is going on. You know, so it's a combination. What we have in Nigeria now is a combination of problems, a combination of multiple faces of problems in terms of governance, in terms of rule of law, in terms of policy implementation. And we are hearing they are borrowing billions and billions and dollars, and we don't see what is with commensurate development in the country. You don't have good electricity, you don't have good roads, the government is increasing, they are pinching our money little by little from our bank accounts. All this kind of a nonsense that is going on in the country. We can't accept that. It is not acceptable, and we must first of all start to probe the authenticity of the man in ASO Rock, if really is a man from Nigeria who has compassion for his people. We need to start from there. Then we need to now extend it to the issue of NSAS, end corruption, end the bad governance, and all manners of things. You know, so this is my stand, please. I'm sorry that I extended the time given to me.
Don't worry, we're not gonna hold you responsible for that. So the next person I want to go to is one of our regular on the channel, who has been too passionate probably about Muhammadu Buhari. Fatai Ogunveo, what's your take on this one?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I will have to be emphatic about it. The man in ASO Rock is not Buhari. There is no playing around the words about it. There is no reason why we have to fool to over 200 million Nigerians. And even though for so long we have been fooled as a nation,
We haven't lost him all along the line, and suddenly the thing started, and then maybe because Buhari doesn't like him, he tried to truncate his line, so maybe that's why his line has gone to disappear. In the meantime, I'm going to take it away from him quickly. The first question that I want to ask, according to information that's been on social media this week, we were told that Muhammadu Buhari died on February the 19th, 2017 at this very hospital in Newcastle. Freeman Hospital in Newcastle, and he died of heart attack. That is what we were told. He was flown to Saudi Arabia on the 28th of February, the following day, and was buried in Saudi Arabia. Why they have to bury him in Saudi Arabia, I don't know. Maybe because they don't want to know. On the 28th of February, 2017, we heard that the Queen of England, Queen Elizabeth, gave a condolence statement to the Nigerian government about the late President Muhammadu Buhari. We have to dig this one out with the Foreign Office during the week. I know they're not here during the weekend, but from Monday, I will personally be digging this one out with them to find out exactly what they need to tell us. If they can reveal anything, fine. If they cannot reveal anything, we will know their stand. Obviously, no matter how long it takes, if it's dead for real, the truth will come out. One day or the other, the truth will come out. Mr. Remi Oyeyemi, as a journalist, when the last president that died in power in Nigeria died, how long did it take them to reveal it? And was there a controversy? Was there a try to cover up? And who actually revealed it? Mr. Remi?
Yes, I'm not sure I can remember exactly who revealed it now, but I knew that there was efforts to cover it up, to prolong the idea that he was alive for some time. The budget was said to have been signed by somebody who was in coma, if not dead, at that point in time, and people saw that the signature were not the same. So people have always tried to pull the fast one. They didn't succeed, the last time around, but obviously from the look of things, it looks as if they have succeeded in Buhari's case. So that is it. But I'm not aware of, I don't remember, that is the correct word, the source that revealed it. But we are reading it in the news that the man is in coma or that he's even dead, and that some people who surrounded Umaru then were trying to, take over the reins of government with active collaboration of Mrs. Yaradua. So this time around, they seem to have learned their lessons and made sure that there is no mistake. what the people know.
Thank you very
Let
much.
me let me chip
And
in.
then,
Let me chip in.
sorry,
Let, let,
the moderator, I wouldn't want you to refer to me as a Nigerian. I'm not a Nigerian. I'm a Yoruba man. No, I'm
let me
serious.
chip in one or
I'm
two
a
of the.
Okay,
Yoruba man. I am
Let
not
me
a Nigerian.
okay, correction
I'm sorry
taken.
about that.
Let's go to
My computer just switched off
okay.
suddenly. I didn't know what to
One
play with
second,
it.
one
Please.
second, Uncle Fatai. Let's go to
Okay.
Prince Odumurayo quickly. Prince, what do you have to say?
let me just chip in on the issue of that Yaradua. Yaradua came in as a very humble man. By and large, he started well, and I believe that if he wasn't influenced badly, he would have performed well because the moderate man is not a man that is gallivanting. But you must remember that even when his death was about to be announced, people like Dan Bazawa and the rest, they smuggle his dead body to Abuja in the middle of the night, the wee hour of the night, off the light at the airport and the rest of it. And there was even some speculations of Turai wanting to become president before the whole thing boomerang and the rest of it. So that was the situation with, Yaradua. The issue of Buhari is a completely different game. It was a complete different game. So a complete different game. The people that are surrounding Buhari, they are strong cabal. But thank God that God is, solving the problem for us one by one. We are going to see how the whole scenario ends.
Okay, let's go to Fatai Ogunbido to finish his statement, the one he was trying to make before his computer do a kaput. Did you buy your computer from Nigeria? Is it made in Nigeria?
Well, I think a Nigerian service did some times ago.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Well, we have to be realistic about what we are facing in Nigeria. Nigeria has always been real. It has always been operating on auto drive. The same system that actually started the nation are the same system that even started right from 1967 up to date is the same system that is running the country up till now. Nigeria is on auto drive. And I know that the issue of Yaradua had been discussed when the computer was off. But let me remind you what really happened during that period of time. Yaradua himself was never in charge during that period of time. The same cabal that has managed the affairs of this country for such a very long time, subjugating everybody and putting Fulani first. I'm not being tribalistic, but this is the reality about the cabal, about the emirate controlling the nation. It is the same system that actually brought in Buhari. Buhari is not the one that is governing Nigeria. He's only being put there as a figure, as just a figurehead, as a pointer that Nigeria as a nation. Nigeria has never existed as a nation. It has existed as an hijacked sort of geographical expression where some internal agents and external forces are running the nation for their own economic purposes. And that's the reason why such conspiracy could be so concealed for over 3 years. So that goes to show you that realistically, Nigeria is a farce, it's a scam. So the reality about this, we have to face it. There's no reason for us playing with words, whether this and that. We know that a president of a nation must be able to be physical. He must be able to be feasible. In every aspect of our life, there are certain reactions that one would expect an head of state to give when certain circumstances occur. But I mean, a nation, well, the way we are in Nigeria now, it's like a nation deserves what he is getting. For 7 months, when Yaradua died in Saudi Arabia, we know what happened. Nigeria was leaderless for 7 months. And there was this mass looting and mass sort of contract award, mass looting from ASO Rock. And there was no checks, there was no balances. It is still the same cabal who tried to organize governing for Nigeria when Yaradua was bedridden in Saudi Arabia. Same cabal that actually manifested the exit of Jonathan, blackmailing because as a data southerner, it's an abomination for a southerner to rule them. The same cabal that always been in the on that geographical sphere of ignoring the South and making sure that what is happening is developing the North. It's not about politics, it's not about being one-sided, it's the reality of what is happening. We can see that even in the southern part of Nigeria, we can see what's happening. People are so afraid, and for the first time in history, how would we as a nation parade military on the street in place of soldiers? How come the duty of police are being usurped by soldiers simply because the people there, they have no confidence in themselves, and that's why they are trying to force military on us. So more or less, we are in a military regime. Buhari is not the one in ASO Rock. This is the reality. We see through the body language, see the reality that my co-analysts have expressed to us tonight. These are the realistic things. So no reason for us putting words under our tongue simply because we are scared of anybody. Buhari is not existing. 200 million Nigerians are being scammed. We are being fooled. And it's unfair. This is the reason why many of us who understand a lot of things about this, we have expressed it, and they think we are being political. They think people every day they call me names. Many people follow me, my political analysis, even since year 2000 up to 2011. They've praised me for my consistency because nothing I've said about Nigeria that has not been real. People can confirm that. Even in 2011, when the reason why they picked Buhari was because in 2011, the salary reporters and other people were the one that is pitching Jonathan against Buhari, and they gave Buhari this massive publicity, this massive packaging that actually endeared so many people to him. So when 2015 came, the campaign didn't know who to front, whom to push forward as the president, because somebody didn't need that to be pushed forward. And we saw all the violence that has met most of the elections that we have, because they are so desperate, they can bribe themselves upon. I mean, these are money that they got from the same people that they are bribing, even though stupidly they are being used for against their own future. So Buhari is not the one in ASO Rock. We have to be realistic about that. We saw what has been happening right from the time of Yaradua up to date. We saw what happened last election, the violence. So, and a president must be feasible. He will be addressing these people. Then there should be question time, whereby the president is there and the reporters are asking questions and he's answering. Even if Buhari is not dead, it is not actually in a realistic world where we should be referring to him as a leader. And we have seen how Osbajo has been changed. The man is virtually in prison. He doesn't, and he cannot escape it. It's like a cult. He has entered, he cannot come out. We see what our Federation has been doing, and it is really disgraceful that as part of Nigeria, which Southwest Korea, and as part of East Nigeria, we can be so plagued and we can be so humiliated. What will the world be saying about this? One of the most educated nations in the entire world, Nigeria, being so full, and 200 million people being so health I mean, it's really unfortunate. We are in exile in our own nation. It is not. We are not truly as a nation. We have to move on from here. It's very unfortunate.
Okay.
Very unfortunate.
Thank you very much for that. We had your submission. Your submission is comprehensive enough. There have been some few development online because people are getting engaged. Eric George, the British lawmaker, asked them to say, Buhari is dead. If you think otherwise, sue me. So what should be the action? If you said I'm dead and I'm not dead, so will it be the people that are supposed to sue him, or will it be that he's supposed to sue them? Thank you for joining Uncle Senet Oracle from America. I really appreciate that. If you can call in onto this program, I really appreciate that. I'm going to pin the number, especially for you to call Ellie as well. Or maybe I can take Uncle Remy Oyeyemi house soon. And replace you, Uncle Zenet, with Remy Oyeyemi. You're both in the know-how. So please inbox me if that is going to be possible for you, and I will let Uncle Remy go about 7:15. I won't let him go at 7. He said he wants to go at 7, but don't worry, I won't let him go at 7. We need to dump what is in his brain for us so that we can learn a lot. He's a good writer, Mr. Penman. Thank you guys for joining. There have been so many things. Dora, the Minister for Information, revealed the death of Yaradua. He was dead for 7 months before they actually reveal it. So between the time he died and the time they reveal his death, What was the mood like in Nigeria, ASO Rock, Prince Odumurayo?
Can you please ask me the question
Okay.
again, please?
Dora, the Minister for Information, was the one that busted the death of Yaradua, and they kept it so secret for 7 months. So why will they kept someone's death secret for 7 months? Is there any idea, sir, that you can shed a light on it for us before
No,
we go to our
I think
journalist?
the motive. I think the motive behind keeping the death of Yaradua secret is just for succession purposes. The cabals, they are trying to see if there's a possibility of removing Jonathan from the.
Go on,
Hello?
sir. Go on. Go on.
Yeah, they are trying to see if there's a possibility of removing Jonathan from the picture. That was the reason, and it was inside their meeting of the ministers that Dora Akuyili came up to say, we don't want all this kind of charade. The man is dead. We need to, and that was what put pressure on the. That was what put pressure on the cabal to give way. And, a lot of Southerners, I will say specifically, a lot of Southerners, people like Pastor Bakari and the rest. I remember Bakari was in the street of Abuja with his wife and children, insisting that the right thing must be done. The constitution says when the president is dead, his deputy must become the president. And that was the reason why Jonathan came into power. So, and the rest is history. Why Jonathan lost the election in 2015 will be another topic entirely.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, Dora Akinyuli was born in Makurdi, Benue State, to Chief and Mrs. Paul Young Edmoby. She had a West African School certificate examination WAEC in Queen's Rosary School in Enugu State. She was where she graduated with grade 1 distinction. She won the Eastern Nigerian Government Post-Primary Scholarship and the Federal Government of Nigeria Undergraduate Scholarship. She has 6 children and 3 grandchildren. After the death of Vivian, her sister, who died after taking fake insulin injection in 1988, Dora came to the forefront of the fight against drug counterfeit. She ran for election as senator for Anambra Central for the APGA in April 2011 and was defeated by Chris Ngege of ACN. She immediately sent a petition to the Independent National Electoral Commission disrupting the election. I'm trying to find out how she died. She died in an India hospital on the 7th after she died of cancer. How can they kill her if she died of cancer? Should I go to let me go to Pastor Victor on this one. Pastor Victor, she died of cancer, right? So
Pastor Victor, are you referring to me?
yes, sir. Yes,
I'm
sir.
not a pastor.
Yeah. I'm just giving you the title.
Thank you for that.
Okay. Because some
Thank you for
people
the
are sending a
promotion.
message to me that she was killed for revealing the secret. She was killed for busting them.
For revealing what secret, sir?
The death of Yaradua. She was killed because she revealed that Yaradua was dead.
But I thought you just said that she died in India of cancer.
Yeah, that's what was said online. But on the platform, on the people on social media were saying that she died as a result of revealing their secret. I don't understand.
Actually, the woman you are talking about, I don't know her at all. And if
Okay,
not because
let's
of
give it
what
to
is going
someone
on right
else
now,
that might
because
know.
of the-
That might know. Who wants to talk about Dora's death?
Well, I understand what the monitor is talking about. Dora Akwili I can describe as the most vibrant information minister we never had in Nigeria. She was very
Okay.
outspoken. She has passion for the nation and for fair governance, and she actually fought tooth and nail to make sure that drug counterfeiting in Nigeria was brought to barest minimum. In fact, he was, even there were rumors that the reason why he was killed was because of the drug fight, not even simply because of the ministerial post he was holding and then the part she took regarding the issue of Yaradua's death. She was very passionate, very patriotic, very loyal to the job that she found herself, and she was actually one of the foremost popular PDP stalwart during her time. She didn't hold back about telling the truth, and up to now, she lives in the mind of so many Nigerians because of the way she was discharging her duty. She died. She was actually instrumental to the prayer given to the Keba before they gave way to installing President Jonathan as the acting president far back in 2010. And Yaradua died, and his death was being concealed. Several visits to Saudi Arabia in the hospital where he was being in mortuary. Even the Senate sent a emissary. Everybody, the high-ranking Nigerians went there, but they were never allowed. They never allowed them to see him because he died, and they were telling Nigerians lies that he was still living. Eventually, as my brother said earlier on, they flew him in the middle of the night to Nigeria to come and bury. And about 2 months later, they officially demonstrated the coffin to the entire nation that he was being buried. There was no, even during the time it was being brought to Nigeria, there was an ambulance that packed that rock for about 3-4 weeks, and he said he was in intensive care, just to fool Nigerians. Jonathan, as the president, walked over to go and see the body and sympathize. The Quebec, as he was then the head of state, as the president, he was never allowed even to approach that van. So you can see that the fooling of Nigeria started long ago, not just now. For those who understand it, we have always been scammed in Nigeria, and Nigeria is not real. So the effort she made during that time, I think, angered a lot of people. For instance, when she was the minister, she was the one that was telling Nigeria the truth about Yaradua. While the Koba were deceiving us that he's coming back, several contracts were signed on his behalf. His signature was even forged at a stage that even many contracts were issued. Money in Aso Rock were carted away. In fact, one of the most tragedy that happened to Nigeria was that period of time of 7 months when Nigeria didn't have leadership at all. And Nigeria, so right from then up to now, even before then, Nigeria has been running on auto drive. Even when Obasanjo was the president in Nigeria was running, on auto drive. Only that the regard given to Obasanjo was holding the glory of Yoruba race. If Yoruba said they want to leave that government, they know the government will collapse. So they had to give Obasanjo a bit of leeway to be able to have his way. And that was the reason why Obasanjo was a bit successful. And he's the only one they trusted because it's part of them, it's part of the Keba that they willed Nigeria to when the war ended. I mean, the Western world who were actually creating our destiny. So this is the reason why they trusted him more than anybody else, because he was the only one as a military person that ended the war. And the Keba military wing, consisting of all these Abdul Salam, Babangida, they are those that held the nation in hostage for such a very long time. And whoever is coming to rule Nigeria must come from the army, or if they don't sanction that person, he won't come. So the only unfortunate thing that has happened is that they killed that lady simply because it was truthful, it was loyal, she was patriotic to Nigerians, and she was speaking the truth. So eventually, the question you are asking was that she died of cancer. How come she was killed? Well, it's easy. It's a matter of what has happened, and we can see what even happened to this Sani as well. So for this is best not to all these people, they know how they carry out the activities. Those who want to stand on their way, that won't allow them to have the grab of the nation as their own personal effect. They get them out of way. Is this just the reality of what we live day by day in Nigeria? And I don't know where we are going as a nation. Very unfortunately, we found ourselves in this dilemma, but Nigeria has never existed. It's never a nation. What
Okay.
can we show that Nigeria has achieved in the past 60 years? So over to you.
What I want to do is that there are two people I'm going to pen down for this week. Yeah, I'm going to pen down Eric George. I want to speak to Eric George sometimes this week on Heritage Television so that we can talk together and see exactly what is going on in that part of life. Maybe we can shed more light onto what he knows that we don't know, so that we can get some few things out there. Uncle Remy, you go about 17 minutes.
Thank you very much.
17 minutes to go. 17 minutes to go. So before the 17 minutes, right? What do you think?
I don't think I have 17 minutes. I have to be at the meeting in exactly 5 minutes.
Okay. Give me your last word on the show today before I bring someone else to replace you. Give me your last word.
Yes. I just want to encourage.
Make it longer though. Make your last piece longer, yeah?
Yeah, okay. I want to encourage our viewers to please have a very critical mind, not to look at things just on its face value, to ask questions in their minds, to be able to subject everything to critical examination. They should not be taking everything that the government says hook, line, and sinker. This government has actually surpassed the Joseph Goebbels school of thought in terms of propaganda, mainly false propaganda. From the start, a lot of things were attributed to the late President Buhari. They said he's very poor. A man cannot be poor and be riding 10 Prados at the same time. When he had an accident, when they said he was about to be assassinated, he had in his entourage 10 Prados. That's what the news reported. Somebody who is said to have no property, we found out that he had properties in Kaduna, in Abuja, even in Port Harcourt, all over those places. So a lot of lies have been told to Nigerians. Nigerians should be able to ask questions when they give them or when they receive information. It's very, very important. So the same mind frame is what I'm imploring them to apply to this situation. Yes, we have somebody in ASO Rock, but is he really Buhari? They should ask themselves, pay attention to some things. You see, because apart from the speech, I don't remember the speech that he made a few days ago, I think 2 days ago, about Lekki Tollgate shooting. He has not addressed Nigerians on anything for so long. So a lot of falsehood, they are flying around. People should ask questions. They should be critical. Just don't believe anything you get from them, hook, line, and sinker. That's all I can say concerning it. But the question is this: is General Muhammadu Buhari still alive or not? That answer still remains in abeyance. But for me as a person, following the evidence, I refuse to believe that the man we have in ASO Rock is President Buhari.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate that. On behalf of all the people watching us tonight, and the people who are online, and the people in the studio, and everybody that has been part of this show, we want to thank you for being there for us today. I love you guys today, the way you're sharing and commenting. The comments are flying in. Uncle Remy, you're the weakest player.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Bye-bye, sir.
Thank you.
That was Remy Yemi, a very renowned political commentator. He's a writer as well, and he knows a lot. That's why I was trying to get everything off his brain before he goes. I don't want him to take all that wisdom away before we can get the best out of him. I'm going to be trying and scavenging to get someone else to replace him quickly. I have some few people who I line up already to take that mantle from where he left it. So you guys have to bear with me for a few seconds so that I can put this one right quickly. there's something I need to say quickly. We're not here to force anything on anybody. We're just here to analyze things so that everybody say what is in their mind. I will say what is in my mind. You will say what is in your mind. I'm gonna go to Pastor Victor again. You probably don't like to be called pastor, but when you call a pastor, you're a pastor. There's nothing much you can do about that one. So I'm gonna go to Pastor Victor.
Thank you for the promotion.
And then let's see what's your thoughts so far about the people around the cabal not speaking up their mind. What's your thought on that, sir?
Thank you very much. In fact, that even alludes to what I was going to share with the panel. You see, the issue we are talking about today, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe the issue we are talking about today is even a legal one. You know? So, but, you see, this conspiracy that somebody else, a stranger, was foisted on us, the whole of the country, is of monumental proportion. So, but the problem there is this: if this is true, if this assertion is true that Buhari is actually dead, okay, because according to the Constitution, when the president is incapacitated or dies, okay, the vice president steps in. So for Osinbajo, that is now supposed to become the president, to now accept somebody else over himself, when he is the rightful person that is supposed to step into that shoe, for him to now accept somebody else will be aiding and abetting conspiracy. And not just he himself. In fact, everybody in that cycle, including the governors, including the senators, and the House of Representatives, all of them, okay, could be liable for aiding and abetting conspiracy to deceive the whole of the country. So if we are sure, I mean, if some of us are sure that this man is dead, then let's take the next step, which should be the legal one. Okay, let's take the case to court. Let's get all our evidences. Okay, get a lawyer and go and prove the case in the court of law. And also Buhari himself and his cabal will have to come and defend this. Because what we are talking about, like I said before, this is a very monumental issue over the whole of the country, that the whole of Nigeria, 200 plus million of us, have been fooled so far. So I believe we can challenge this in the court of law. Let's take to the court of law. Let them come, let each party come with their evidences to prove that Buhari is alive or that Buhari is dead. And if it is proven that this man is dead, these people, okay, of course they become liable for criminal conspiracy to deceive the whole of the country. And everybody again will also be guilty of aiding and abetting conspiracy. But I do not believe that the whole of the governors, the whole of the ministers, the whole of senators and people of House of Rep will buy together into this massive deceit over the whole nation. I just find that difficult to believe. I find that difficult to believe. I'm not saying completely that it's not dead, but I just find it hard to fool the whole of the country. And before you were talking about Obasanjo, that Obasanjo said it doesn't believe it. Because this is just difficult to believe. It is difficult for me to wrap my mind around the fact that the president of my country died and somebody else was brought in, and Osinbajo, the senators, the governors, the ministers, they all bought into it. For what? What are they going to gain out of that? Why would they all keep silent? And another thing that I would like to say is that we know where this man was treated when he was sick in UK there. Why can't we go there, Uncle Ade Thomas? Why don't we go there, carry the investigation? I'm sure some nurses there and doctors there who were there when it was being treated, I'm sure they would like to talk. And this parliamentarian in UK that you I forgot his name. You mentioned his name. Okay.
Eric Joy.
Let's go to
Eric
him.
Joy. Eric George.
Let's go to the man. Yeah, let's go to the man and let's find out what he knows about this case. Now, talking about the Queen's condolence, of course, anybody can go out there and just make up story. I don't believe that the Queen of England, the whole continent, will make any statement that the news media of this world will not carry it. Where was it carried? Why was it only carried on a piece of paper or maybe on a daily news that we don't even know about? Okay? This is a statement coming from the Queen of England. It was not carried on CNN, not on BBC. I find that difficult to believe. Now, another thing about the height. Well, I would just say this. What about if this man wears, this man will not be wearing the same shoe all the time, okay? And the height of the shoe that he wears might be different. That could explain why he was maybe taller somewhere or maybe and then look shorter somewhere. It could be because of the differences in the height of his shoe. And as we know, and as somebody has already alluded to before, when you get to a certain age in life, you tend to shrink in height. You tend to shrink in height. That one is there. Another thing is this that I would like to address is this. What about his children? Did the children to accept that their daddy died and keep quiet? We just saw recently here in America here, the daughter of Rudy Giuliani came out, okay, to disprove what his daddy has been doing all over America and all over the world. Why will Buhari's children also bought into this conspiracy? That's another question that need to be answered. Okay, so yeah, so I mean that is just what I would like to, put out there. I mean, from my own perspective. So I'm not saying it's not dead. I'm not saying it's dead. But these are just the issues that we need to examine thoroughly.
Yes. Okay. I've just have a new company join us. Yeah. So I'm going to try and introduce this new company to us. Gentleman in red and stripe. Yeah. Could you please introduce yourself? Tell us your name, where you are, what do you do, and why you think the kind of information you're going to put in forward tonight, why will you think is relevant to us? Tell us a little bit about your background. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, viewers. You are welcome to the program. My name is Samson Atada. And to tell us a little bit about my background, I used to be a student union president and then a student union senate president. And that was for quite a long time. And sometimes I participate as an activist as well. Especially in London, where we are at the moment. I work as an IQA, Internal Quality Assurer, here in United Kingdom. First, before I participate, I want to sympathize and send our condolence to every Nigerian that has lost a loved one, to all parents that lost their child or their children, to sister, brothers, to nephew, cousins that has lost loved one. We send our condolence from London here in United Kingdom, where we carry on to protest for a better future for Nigeria. We pray that the Lord Almighty will comfort you all. Yes, we know when we have a situation like this, things of such, we cannot rule it out. But we know it is not a good thing that we have people dying in a peaceful demonstration. But I want to say to all Nigerians before I answer your question, please, that a peaceful demonstration was really hijacked by the hoodlums sent by the government to put a division into people who are demonstrating peacefully. And a peaceful demonstration that you send a division to has turned out to be hijacked by thugs, by hooligans, by armed robbers, by thieves, and even people who hate democracy. We know that demonstration is a part of democracy, and therefore, the peaceful demonstration that was started in Nigeria and spread all over abroad is a part of democracy. And as such, we ask government to stop the killing, the stealing, and destruction of Nigeria by calling their thugs into orders, by calling the militaries into orders, by asking those that are killing the youth to stop the killing of the youth. And coming to the discussion that I met on the platform with you, the first one about whether Buhari is dead or Buhari is alive. I want to say this first. Whether Buhari is dead or Buhari is alive, all what we are saying is there should be a change of government. Buhari government is already dead. Buhari government is not working. It's like a toothless dog. And therefore, we need a change of government. Now, coming to your point, people say Buhari is already dead. And in another corner, people say is with ill health, and that is why it's not coming out. But for whatever reason it is, Buhari, whether dead or a photocopy is the one we are looking at, needs to speak to his children. Buhari is a father. Buhari has got children as well. How can you wait for so long before a recorded message, if truly you are alive? How can you wait for more than 36 hours before you broadcast, before you speak to the Nigerian people, especially the youth who have been peaceful? You know, if truly Buhari is dead, then over 200 million Nigerians have become mumu. They've taken us for a ride. But this will be, I don't even know the adjective to qualify it. If truly Buhari is dead, then over 200 million of us are mumu. But this mumu is too much. And our mumu should stop. Somebody needs to speak to our leaders. This mumu should stop. How can somebody be in ASO Rock? And we knew he was not able to speak to others. He was not able to rule. If he's dead, what is the vice president doing? What are the ministers doing? What are the senators doing? What are the House of Assembly or House of Rep doing about this? If all these people are not speaking to us and they are not telling us the truth, please listen to this. If at the end we find out that Buhari is dead and you are not doing anything about it, trust me, what you got to do is to ensure that all the senators are sacked, all the ministers are sacked, and you ensure that every individual that is taking part in the leadership of Nigeria, they need to go for lying to every individual in Nigeria. How can somebody die and you lie to us is alive? Sometimes I really don't want to discuss about this because it is ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. A subject to be discussing in Nigeria. It's absurd. Thank you. It is absurd that a president is dead, according to a report in 2017, and is kept silent up to today. And a carbon copy or a photocopy of him or a design Buhari is the one doing some sending messages out. But if it's not true, There are certain things we need to put into consideration now, and I want to point it out. Number one, when he came out to speak to us, we were asking for a speech from him. And when he finally gave us a speech, we all became speechless. Because the speech was not what we expect. We expected him to come out to face the journalists and then give us a speech where people can ask him a direct question. But the speech was recorded. Again, he wanted to speak to some leaders. He invited them. But it was also on the fire. It was not face to face. Then what is this telling us? So if Buhari is sick and is kept somewhere, tell the whole Nigeria today. If Buhari is dead and you are keeping us away from us, tell the whole Nigeria today. We've kept quiet for so long. We cannot keep quiet any longer. Let us say, let the youth come out and give Buhari a 24 hours to come out in person and tell us that he is really the Buhari we are talking about, the Buhari we voted for. We voted for Buhari. How can we be governed by somebody else? And the cabals are looking at us. Say again, sir.
No, please go ahead. I'm just buttering your point. I'm buttressing your point.
Thank you. The cabals, who are the cabals? We say the power belongs to the people. People's power, superpower. People's power, superpower. Buhari power, powerless power. Governor power, powerless power. People's power. We've got the power. Let us stop this mumu. Let us stop being taken for a ride. Let us stop being taken for a fool. This is the time we need to come out. This is the time we need to ascertain that together, that the power belongs to the people. We talk about democracy. We say democracy is by the people for the people. But in Nigeria, democracy is for the few by the few. You fool every Nigerians. We will vote for you. And after you come into power, then you become superpower. And then you forget and you ride those that supported you into that power. Let the senator come out. What have they done into their senatorial districts? Let the governor come out. What have they done? There is something that is funny and is painful. When I was young, Buhari was the head of state. Now that I'm old, Buhari is still the head of state. We've been taken for a ride, and that is why I started that our movie is too much. But they bastardized the thinking, the wisdom, the understanding of the youth that they cannot reason aright any longer. The youth cannot thinking straight again. And that is why you give them 1,000 that they should vote for you. They are there voting for you. That is why you give them 10,000, then they can kill for you. Let us stop and think straight. We have woken up from our slumber because we are part of the problem, because we are not speaking up. Now we've started to speak up. Don't let us stop about it. And that is why Heritage has come to be part of this. And we say kudos to you, Heritage. Thank you for supporting the youth. Thank you for giving us a voice. We all need a voice because what we're saying is that we should stop this mumu. Let us stop being mumu.
Our mumu don't do, they said. They call it something.
Our mumu don't do. Let us stop.
Okay.
How can you be a professor?
Heritage, you have to release me,
Yeah, I know.
Heritage, Mr. Heritage, you have to release me,
Let me take your last word as well, Uncle Pastor Victor. Let me take your last word before you go. Go ahead, your last word on this program tonight.
I mean, just like the last speaker said, okay, I believe Nigerians have the right to demand to know who is in the ASO Rock. We need to know who is really not.
Absolutely.
You see, that's why I find this ridiculous. I find this even debate ridiculous, because why are we doubting? Why don't we believe that our President Buhari is the same Buhari? We have that right to know. So look, like I said, this is a criminal conspiracy. If it is true, it is a criminal conspiracy, and it is what? Liable. Every one of them that conspire to deceive us, because this is a deceit, they are all liable, including the vice president, all the senators, all of them are liable, and all of them could go to jail and should go to jail for this. That I mean, we are talking about something as big as this, that a whole nation is deceived. This is not a small joke. Okay, so we have that right. Okay, so like I said before, let's put in the paper, okay, that Buhari is dead. If he's not dead, he should come out. The people dead in Nigeria, the citizens of Nigeria, have that right to know who is governing them, who the president they voted for is, and if the man has been replaced, that is a crime. That is a crime. So maybe after all the dust has settled over what is going on right now, okay, and even right now, maybe some elders, the elders there, they should be now contacting themselves to find out who is the man in ASO Rock. Who is this guy? We are hearing this rumor that it's not the same we voted for, and we have the right to know who we voted for. If it has been changed, then you have fooled us. And then the consequences should be there. There was a time Ooni of Ife went to see him. Did Ooni of Ife make mistake that he did not recognize the man he met? I mean, this is beyond thinking. You know? So that is what I will say. Let Nigerians come out and demand to know who is the man in ASO Rock. And that will be my final submission, because we have that right to know the man that they voted for and the man that is now in ASO Rock. If there's any doubt to it that this man has been replaced, they need to know. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I want to seriously appreciate your effort in joining us today. And I hope that next time when I invite you to come and be one of the analysts on this show, you will gladly and willingly turn up again. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you. Bye-bye, sir. We are left with 2 people for now, but I'm going to try and make plans to bring a few more people back in. Guys, we're still on this show. I have a video that I want us to seriously watch. I'm trying to bring that video in, but I want to bring it in a way that there won't be no interruption for us. So you need to bear with me a little bit. So please, guys, bear with me. In the meantime, I might be going back to Fatai Ogunibido to see some few things there. But before then, I might probably have a way out about the video I was planning to play for you. So let me see if I can bring it within the twinkle of an eye. Let's see. 1 second, guys. If you're just joining me, my name remains Ade Thomas. I'm wearing a Pray for Our Youth t-shirt. Especially, it's a glow in the dark. In the dark now, if I turn all lights on, you'll see this one light up brightly. And one of the reasons we're trying to bring this one in is for us to see exactly what we're doing. If you have not shared this program, please try and do me a favor. Share it so that more people can actually know about what we are doing together. We're in this together. I'm not alone. We're doing it together. So I want to thank everybody who has been part of this show today for being part of it. And the most important thing that I really want you guys to do is to share this program so that it can go viral. I'm going to have to try and show this program the way it is. It might play some advert in the middle of it. That is not my plan. That is not what I intend. But that is just how it is. Let's have a look at it and see what we can learn from this very video. It's not my real video. It's somebody's video. So I want to credit.
First of all, I started doing this on Twitter, but Twitter, they are restricting me. I want to first of all say, you can follow me on Twitter with the name Boris Moro, Boris Moro. Hello. So the whole scenario is that President Muhammadu Buhari, he died on the 19th of February. On the 19th of February, please, those analysts, if you can take notes, take pen and your paper and note these things down. Note them down carefully. I'll be giving you specific things here, specific details right now. Okay, number one, President Muhammadu Buhari died on the 19th of February, the year 2017.
This is Jason Bond, and he teaches people how to trade stocks. In fact, he's well known as the top stock trading trainer in the entire...
He died in Newcastle, in Freeman Hospital, Newcastle. He died as a result of heart problem, heart disease, which the Nigeria presidency failed to disclose. On the 19th of February, I was in London by the special grace of God. I'm a journalist. I work with one of the Nigeria broadcasting station and one of the leading Nigeria broadcasting stations. So I covered the event in London. He died in Freeman Hospital, Newcastle. I was there. I covered the event. Then, you know, Muslim, they don't embalm people. So on the 20th of February, he was flew into Saudi Arabia where he was buried. I was there live and I covered the event where Aisha Buhari put on white attire. I think you are with me.
Go ahead.
So where Aisha Buhari put on white attire and the children.
Can you pause a bit? Can you pause a bit? And let me remind Nigerians and the entire world that this event he said he covered. He have the video. He have the video.
I do.
Go ahead.
I have all the video. So the Nigeria Aisha was putting on white as a sign of mourning to her husband, who is the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Then the children, according to the Muslim tradition, were putting on black. I have the video, I have the photograph and everything. You understand? Then on the 23rd of February, I was in Ethiopia as a journalist. I moved around. So I was in Ethiopia where the African Union, the AU, hold a summit, a mini silence for late President Muhammadu Buhari on the 23rd of February, the year 2017.
Hold on.
Please.
Hold event. You went to Ethiopia on the 23rd of April, on the 23rd of February
Yes.
2017. And
Yes.
you were there at the African Union Summit or whatever.
Yes.
You covered it with your own camera as a journalist, and
Yes.
you have the video.
Journalist black. I have the video, I have the photograph and everything. You understand? Then on the 23rd of February, I was in Ethiopia as a journalist. I move around. You know, God, I'm a journalist. I work with one of the Nigeria broadcasting station and one of the leading Nigeria broadcasting stations. So I covered the event in London. He died in Freeman Hospital, Newcastle. I was there. I covered the event. Then, you know, Muslim, they don't embalm people. So on the 20th of February, he was flew into Saudi Arabia, where he was buried. I was there live and I covered the event where Aisha Buhari put on white attire. I think you are with me.
Go ahead.
So where Aisha Buhari put on white attire and the children.
Can you pause a bit? Can you pause a bit? And let me remind Nigerians and the entire world that this event he said he covered. He have the video. He have the video.
I do.
Go ahead.
I have all the video. So the Nigeria Aisha was putting on white as a sign of mourning to her husband, who is the late President Muhammadu Buhari. Then the children, according to the Muslim tradition, were putting on black. I have the video, I have the photograph and everything. You understand? Then on the 23rd of February, I was in Ethiopia as a journalist. I moved around. So I was in Ethiopia where the African Union, the AU, hold a summit, a mini silence for late President Muhammadu Buhari on the 23rd of February, the year 2017.
Hold on, please, hold on. I know that interrupting you is I know this kind of thing is very, very difficult, but please, hold on. Now, you, after covering the event, you went to Ethiopia on the 23rd of April, on the 23rd of February yes. 2017. And yes. You were there at the African Union Summit or whatever.
Yes.
You covered it with your own camera as a journalist, and yes. You have the video.
Exactly, I do.
Go ahead.
So I covered the events there where the African Union hold a minute silent for late President Muhammadu Buhari. So to show their last respect to the late President Muhammadu Buhari of the Nigeria government. Then on the 28th of February, still, which I think is the last day of February, then what's it called? Queen Elizabeth gave a condolence statement to the Nigeria government in respect of late President Muhammadu Buhari, and which went viral.
Yes.
So all of these, the Nigeria government led by late Abakari and with the Kaaba swept under the carpet for selfish and greed reasons. Then on the 2nd of March, Eric Joyce, the ex-British lawmaker, he issued a statement, a condolence statement to Nigeria for the loss of her president. Are you with me, sir?
Yes.
Then they swept it under carpet, and the man got angry and came out to say that President Muhammadu Buhari is dead. If President Muhammadu Buhari if they think he is lying, that they should come out to challenge him. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes,
they should come out to challenge him in the court of law, that he will come out with every evidence to prove that Muhammadu Buhari is dead. As I talk to you, since 2017, till this minute, nobody from the Nigerian government all across the nations of the earth came up to challenge Eric Joyce, the ex-British lawmaker. That went by. Then on April 17th, one American journalist by name Mark Smith, he came up to say that the corruption going on in Nigeria is unbearable, that he he can only imagine how the Nigerians are surviving in that country. That there is corruption everywhere. You understand? So we just talked over all this. But what actually prompted me to come up to this tonight is, one, the Nigerian youth have been suffering 60 years of independence, 60 years of suffering and smiling, and yet the government is taking them for granted. Now the Nigerian youth, they came up to say, no, enough is enough. We don't need this anymore. Let's put an end to this. All what they could do was to send the military to fire them. If they think maybe I am lying, let Aisha Buhari, the wife of the late President Buhari, come up to tell me that the imposter parading himself as the Buhari is her husband. If I am lying,
okay, hold it there. First of all, I want you to tell me, because you are one of the best journalists, but people don't know. Like I said, you don't need to mention your name. You don't also need to mention the Nigeria TV station where you work and all that. So now during the time when this man died, I want you to tell me, what did you do? Like, did you contact anybody in Nigeria, like any prominent politicians, and who is the person and what did you discuss? And can you tell us why, what happened that the Nigerian media didn't carry out the news, including
fortunate that Abakari is dead. Abakari did not die of COVID-19. Coronavirus did not kill him. They masterminded his death. That is number one. I have proof for everything I'm saying, because I am a media personnel, and for me to say whatever thing, I know I can prove it anywhere on the earth. You understand what I'm saying? First and foremost, when after that we came to Nigeria and we tried to publish the news. Let me state categorically, I don't want to mention the name of the broadcasting this thing I work with.
Don't mention it. Our firm was suspended by the National Broadcasting Commission, NCC, NBC, National Broadcasting Commission, suspended our firm, our broadcasting station from airing because we carried the news. Because they know, they have information that you were there. You were there, and you followed everything. So when you came to Nigeria, they suspended your film.
So I'm coming to that, sir. Let's not rush it. Abakari called me to ASO Rock. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I flew into Abuja to go and see him, and he told me that if I can keep quiet, that my safety to be alive will be guaranteed, and for my generation to come, no, we suffer again as a result of the bribe he was offering me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I told him, accepting bribe is not the problem, but my conscience will judge me till I die.
Yes.
So I cannot do that. And to God who made me, I'm saying this categorically, and God Almighty is my witness. I did not take a dime from him. So I left. Then I called Bola Tinubu Asiwaju, the Lagos State richest man on earth. Let me use the word. So I called him on his MTN line. I can call the line now, the MTN line that I use in reaching him. I can say it here. The number is 080-622-40104. That is the number I use in calling Bola Tinubu Asiwaju. So I called him on phone to tell him about the development, and he came on to tell me that I should shut up, I should keep quiet, and so many other trash and nonsense that he told me that at the end of the day, I was suspended from my work. You understand? As a journalist.
Okay, hold it there. So you called Bola Ahmed Tinubu to tell Tinubu, of course you normally call him too. This is not the first time you are calling him, by the way.
We normally communicate.
Okay, so you called him on this number you called now, 080-622-40104.
Yes.
And then he tell you to shut up and tell you a lot of things.
He specifically, I can still remember, I still have the record of that conversation. You understand? Because as a journalist, you keep record of things, because years to come you might need it. You understand me? Okay. So I still have the record of that conversation. So when I called him, he told me that Nigeria is not like other countries. That Nigeria hymns of affair revolve and must continue to revolve around the cycle. You understand now? He told me that it must continue to revolve around the cycle, that the system of governance in Nigeria is different from every system of governance in the world, on earth, that in Nigeria transparency is something that they don't toy with, that they try to hide everything, that it's not everything the masses must know. It's not everything the masses, the people of Nigeria must be aware of. Are you getting what I'm saying, sir?
Yes,
yes. So he told me, and he offered me money too. He offered me a bribe. He said, as long as I kept quiet, then I called the vice president too, Yemi Osibanjo.
You called the vice president too? Okay.
Yes, I have his contact, but I for security reasons, I wouldn't want to disclose his contact to the public. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, go ahead.
If you needed one, I can give it to.
No need. Just go ahead. No need.
So I called Professor Yemi Osibanjo. I called him. I went to his office to meet him in ASO Rock in Abuja. So when I got there, and I told him, sir, we understood, because I was the one that covered that news. I'm from so place. I introduced myself to him, and he welcomed me. He sat me down. I told him this according to the law that I know, because my father is in Nigeria. You understand me now? My father is in Nigeria. My mother is from the British. Is from England. So I told him that according to the laws that are known in Nigeria, when the president died, the vice president automatically will become the president. You understand? As a way of moving the country forward. He said that the Nigerian government is not run in that system. I said, no, when Goodluck Jonathan was there, that was what happened. When the president died, he was the vice president and he came up to be the president. You understand what I'm saying? And he said, please, for my safety, I should keep quiet and go my way. That the course of things will play out by itself in Nigeria. The reason I got to understand that.
Can you pause a little bit, please? I know that this is very difficult, when I'm, pausing you all the time. So is it that because of the way you have actively trying to air this news was the reason why you were suspended and sacked or something?
I wasn't sacked, sir. I was suspended.
Okay, you were suspended. Okay. So was it the reason you were suspended?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Go
because
ahead.
I told them that I will publish it. Then as at that time, I was receiving so many threats. Like seriously, people started threatening my life, threatening me here and there. Then I called, El-Rufai, because El-Rufai was there when Buhari was being buried in Saudi Arabia. El-Rufai was there, the Sultan of Sokoto was there, Ganduje was there. As at that time, then about 10 or 11 persons, prominent people from Nigeria were there, including other people who came to the burial ground. But the people that were there, El-Rufai was there. The Sultan of Sokoto was there. You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes.
So when they were burying him in Saudi Arabia, and they started threatening me. As at that time, they threatened me. Because I told them I would publish the video. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I understand that many of them are hearing me right now. I understand that many of them will come up to say it's a lie, nothing like that happened. But if any of them can come up to challenge me that this and this and this I'm saying now never happened, I will be very glad, because I will pick it up from there. I will take it to the court, to the International Court of Law. Let Aisha Buhari come up to tell me that the man he's posting as a Buhari is the real Buhari. I will come up with every evidence, including the video of how he was wrapped with the Nigeria flag,
yes,
with the white, green cloth. Okay. I will come up with the video of everything.
Okay,
let them come out and challenge me.
Okay, hold it there. So actually, the video and all these pictures were taken away from you, but you have your own backup as a journalist.
I always have backup.
All right.
I always have backup.
Go ahead. Continue.
My camera was seized as a journalist. It was seized at the airport in Lagos.
Your camera was seized at the airport as you are coming back to Nigeria?
Yes, in Lagos.
Okay.
Till today that I'm talking to you, I've never set my eyes on that camera.
But you have backup.
You understand
they didn't know that. You know they are
Of course, I have all my backup. Even this evening, I was going through the backup. I was playing all of them. I was going through them again. So if they want to debunk this thing, I'm saying that it's a lie. Nothing like that happened. How come the AU, the Africa, our presidents, had a minute silent for them? As at that time, I could remember I called the president of Ghana on this issue. The president of Ghana told me that it is not in their interest, that if the people of Nigeria cried out for 30 days, that is when they will take up the case, that the AU will take up the case. As long as nobody has cried out, that it is assumed that they understood what the president of Ghana told me. You understand what I'm saying now? Yeah. I understand that many of them are hearing me right now. Let any one of them come up to challenge me. I went to Ethiopia. I spoke with a prime minister, with one of the lawmakers there, and he told me that it is not in their interest. Then I accused him of being bribed. If not, he would have come up with an action, because he is the secretary of the AU, of the African Union. You understand me now?
As at then.
Yes, as at that time. So I challenged him. I accused him that they have been offered bribe, and he told me that he has never received any bribe from Nigeria, though many of them are coming with proposal. But whether he later accepted bribe, I don't know. You understand what I'm saying now? But the truth is this: Buhari is long dead in Freeman Hospital in Newcastle in London on the 19th of February, the year 2017. He's dead. Buhari is dead. He was buried in Saudi Arabia. Nobody can tell me that he's still alive. Buhari, that I know, if you look, when Nnamdi Kanu came up, you understand, they said that he's talking rubbish. I have never met Nnamdi Kanu on face to face. He doesn't even know me. He doesn't even know whether I'm fair or black. He doesn't know me. And I've never given him anything. He has never given me anything. You understand now? But the truth is, as a journalist, I swore an oath to stand by the truth at all times. Irrespective of what may be at stake, I swore an oath to God and to humanity.
And now you no longer work with this television station, and now because of what is going on in Nigeria, you are ready to shatter the table.
If I am not answerable to any Nigerian authority.
Yeah.
You understand now? When I was suspended, I was waiting if my suspension would be lifted. I waited for a period of 6 months. My suspension was not lifted. Then I resigned. I sent them my resignation letter. Then I left. I started my own firm by myself. You understand me now? Which I am growing by the special grace of God. You understand what I'm saying now? Then
What we do, because a lot of people, of course, a lot of people are demanding that we are not going to discuss here. You know whether we are going to how we're going to bring video to start flashing and stuff like that, because we want to be killing them, slowly. So we want to be killing them slowly. It is not going to be boom. So a lot of people are saying we should bring the video. We are not going to respond to that at this point, whether we are going to bring the video or not. But so long as they are following the program, following what we're doing, the videos and evidences will be dropping bit by bit.
All right.
Thank you very much.
The issue is, thank you, sir. Please, I want to say something, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you are doing, and I appreciate the good people of Nigeria who stood up to say, no, we cannot face this anymore. I appreciate all of you. But one thing we must understand is the spirit of unity has to be strong in the Nigeria youth. You understand what I'm saying? Because any protest that does not last for 30 days cannot draw the attention of the European Union and the African Union. You understand now? Yes. So if I'm saying this to the Nigeria youth so that they will understand what they are doing. You understand? Because right now, revolution is what is needed. That is why the Nigeria government are doing everything to block everywhere. That is why they paid people to go and shoot. Those are the people, those are the military that Buhari ordered the shooting, and the governor of Lagos State, Sanwo-Olu said that there was, at first I watched him, he said there was nothing like that. Then I called him on the phone. That was day before yesterday.
You called someone on the phone. You called someone on the phone the day before yesterday.
I have their number. I called him on the phone and I asked him, why are you saying this? It is obvious across the nations of the earth. Why are you saying this? People will come after you. The Nigeria youths that I know, they are calm, but when you toy with their simplicity, they will come after you. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. Then I believe that was later when he came up to say that they thought nobody died, but he began to look for possible means to change his mouth. Then I called Bola Asiwaju. Then when I learned that he was in France, I flew into France to go and see him, but I was not allowed to see him in his France mansion. You understand? Then I called him on his phone. His phone was switched off and he couldn't attend to my call. Then I went to his LinkedIn page. Yeah, I went to his LinkedIn page to contact him. And when I contacted him, he told me that he was never the one that ordered the shooting, though he was aware of it. I was asking him, why did you order people to remove that camera? He said he was not the one, that it was the governor Sanwo-Olu that ordered them to remove it, that nobody can remove it except the governor signed it. So the governor of Lagos State, he was aware of what will happen. He was aware that soldiers were going there. He let any of them come up to say this is not true, and I will publish the voice notes, the voice recording through LinkedIn that I communicated with Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. You understand what I'm saying tonight?
Yes. Thank you very much. You know, some people will be saying, "Oh, this thing is not adding up." You know, sometimes when you are in the field, the way these Nigeria politicians, the way this Nigeria story goes, sometimes it will go up and go down. Some people may not be, getting the point. Some people may not understand, why would you go to France? Why would you do this? But when a journalist who is like, dealing with all these politicians in Nigeria, and you want to be the person to have the first-hand information of whatever that is happening, and especially when you are out of the game, especially from the Nigeria space, and now you want to be, you want to have first-hand information of what is going on. Sometimes when something like this happens, of course, you can fly to anywhere just to get the information and get the first-hand information, to have it in your own space. But anyway, sure. I must thank you very much. This is the first time you are talking to anybody about this.
Yes.
This is the first time ever you are talking to anybody about this. We are going to continue our discussion. It is not going to be online. It is not going to be live.
That was very, very comprehensive enough. So many things come out from that information. I would like to tell you one thing, guys. I want you to take it, digest it, and make your own mind up from it. Make your own mind up from it. Mr. Fatai Ogonibido, what do you think so far of all those information, true or false?
Well, I think you can see the way this guy has put his story together. And there you see how he's giving assurance that he has evidence of everything that he is talking about. If somebody is lying, it will be evident in the way he is presenting his case. But we can see what has happened here. And let me remind our viewers, about 2.5 years ago, Baba Obasanjo released a statement, which was quoted in the media. He said if he had to actually tell the nation the information that he had at hand, that the entire house will be having heart attack. And he never ever go further to release that information. He said it emphatically that if he had to release certain information that is within his disposal, that the entire country, the entire house members will have heart attack. That is number one. There was this clip where the governor of Kogi State, Yaya Bello, was in a gym, and I think the gym department in his house. And as he was doing this, he was ranting and ranting and ranting. And somewhere along this ranting, he said, "You're dead president." And everybody, the film went viral. But in most cases, people kept saying maybe it was just a slip of the tongue, or maybe. But the reality coming out now has told us that it is not a rumor that Buhari is dead. There's no reason for us to be fooling ourselves. If the president is even bedridden and is in a coma that he cannot speak, it is enough for the presidency to be able to draw the sympathy of the people towards him. That look at your president, that will even make us to be more endeared to him. That will make us to be more sympathetic and be more loving to him. That, okay, let's keep praying for Buhari. So the issue that is happening here is that all these stories, I'm not surprised. Because as I always say, Nigeria is a scam. And everybody who is a partaker of the current, of most of the governors in Nigeria, they are all scammers. That's the reason why it is time to dissolve that country, because we have been fooled for a very long time. And the nation itself was even established on false notes. Nigeria was established as a business empire of Europeans and the Fulani Empire. So the facts are there. So there's no reason for us fooling ourselves. It is not a coincidence that many of these occurrences are happening during the Black History Month, because God is getting us messages, in Africa, especially within the Yoruba land, that, well, the time has come now for us to take the bull by the horn and to grab our destiny back and start to rebuild ourselves. Otherwise, we are going to remain like this forever. And it's quite disgraceful that nothing will point out to any black nation that is making any headway in life. Though it is conspiracy, but it's not too late, because the Yoruba nation has the capacity to be able to front a nation that will rally around the entire black world and make us a great people across the world and rewrite the history for the black race. This is the way I think every time, because for a very long time I've known that Nigeria is a scam. Only that, well, I mean, a lonely voice in the desert like me, I know, but nothing I've said, nothing I've predicted, nothing I've expressed that has ever come to be. Those who follow me, they always even comment me behind the closed doors. I may write things that people are not commenting, but behind the closed doors, they write to me that my consistency and the way I've been proving right has always appalled them, and that's the reason why many of them even love me, even though they used to hate me. So many of these things, I understand it, but when I express it, people don't want to understand it. If you go to my issue, you will see how I've been critical of the government, how I've been a lot of things. I'm not surprised. I swear to God, I'm not surprised, because I know Nigeria is false. Nigeria is a farce. It's a scammed country. It's under conspiracy. Nigeria is under conspiracy, both internally and externally. It's been modeled never to be a great nation. It's modeled never to make a headway. But the only sympathy I have is for the people, because the sovereign is too much. A nation that can boast of one of the, highest oil producing country in the entire world, and people are living in penury, in poverty, and people are dead on the streets. People are walking on the street, but they are dead living. So we can see what's happening. No road, no water, no good service, nothing. So what can anybody say is proud of Nigeria for today? So it is time that country is dissolved. That's the way I feel. If our elders are saying they want to remain in Nigeria, I'm telling you, they don't love us as a people. This is the reality, and we have to have a rethink now that it's time that we grab our destiny back as a people. Otherwise, nothing can ever change what has been happening now. Nigeria has been established on this false note, and it will remain like that forever. Nothing can change it. No Jupiter can change Nigeria. As I'm talking to you, nothing can ever change the mentality that has been established, the damage that has been established. Our youths have been completely destroyed. Their emotional and psychological being has been distorted. Nobody can think right again in Nigeria. And how long are we? People who have master's degree holders, who are PhD, this is not. It is real on the street of Nigeria. So why are we still continuing to be Nigerians? It's a problem. But our leaders owe us the duty to take us out, and we have enough evidence now. Because if we can be so scammed since 2017, and an election was held in 2019, and nobody is being held accountable, and these people are, like a pastor said earlier on, that is going to be challenged in court. Who is going to bail the cat? They are the judge, they are the jury, they are the prosecutioner, they are the prosecutors, they are the executioner. So they are all in all. So the only thing we can do is get out of that entrapment and start to establish ourselves, and let true Omoluabis come together and design a future for ourselves. Democracy is false. It's a creation of an opposition that the outside world are using when the government is not favoring them to destroy the government. So we should find a way to create our own system of government, and not copycat government that we have been going through. If God gives us our own Yoruba, that is my passion has been, not because I hate Nigeria. Nobody can say they love Nigeria more than I do. I've defended Nigeria for a very long time. I love Nigeria. I've protected Nigeria in so many areas of life journalistically, and I know what I've smart for Nigeria as a Nigerian. So if my mind today has completely gone out of Nigeria, don't blame me, not because of politics, not because I hate anybody, but because I'm being realistic. This is the truth.
Oh, wow, that was comprehensive enough. That was very, very, very comprehensive. I want to thank you for bringing this, your opinion, your own personal opinion out to everybody to actually see. There's so many things online. Some people are saying the story is true. Some people are saying it's fake. We're not here to make up your mind for you. What we want to do today is actually put the information out there. You make up your mind, decide what you want to believe yourself, and make your best opinion from there. I want to thank everyone who has been part of this broadcast, the people who started with us, and people who have to do a runner along the line because they have so much other commitment. I want to thank them all, one after the other. Guys, it's been a revealing night for every one of us, me and you. I'm sure we've all enjoyed this program together. Because of the other program that will be coming on at 9 o'clock tonight with Erelu Abejade, I'm going to be calling it a day very, very shortly. But I would like to be teased to open the phone line so that we can have and take some call. Is it possible to believe this story if the proper does not produce evidence? This is what I said, that you make up your mind yourself. You take what you want to take and believe what you want to believe. You have a responsibility to verify your. It's not my news. It's not my source. I just play what someone else did and put it out there for everybody can see what they can decide and agree upon. I'm not gonna say this is what has happened or that is what has happened. On the show tonight, we will be doing some few talk. So let me give it back to Fatai Ogonibido. While he's talking, I will start making arrangement to display the phone line. Mr. Fatai.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. My view just goes to our youths. Go back to history, because I know for a very long time you have been denied of history. Go and read about the history of Nigeria, how it came together, and how our leaders from southwest, from southeast, for such a very long time, has been subjugated, has been put under the feet of certain cabal who brought actually closer to them some part of us as agents, destroying our destiny and destroying our future. Go to history and read about how Chief Awolowo, how MK Abiola, how attempt was made on Baba Adisa to be killed, and how we have been so denied of basic amenities in Nigeria. You will know that Nigeria is a scam and there's no future in Nigeria. The only thing that can offer you a future is the establishment of your own government in your own region. I'm not trying to incite you against anything except that think fast and understand that there's no future in Nigeria. Nothing can ever change the establishment, what Nigeria has grown up to, and the reason and the mindset that actually made people to establish it as a business empire of certain people. The purpose of Nigeria is not to allow Nigerians to enjoy the benefit of Nigeria. It is for the purpose of, all the resources of that country being exported for the benefit of few and for the benefit of our colonial masters. This is the reality. But when we have a nation that has accountability, that has probity and transparency, when we have a nation that thrives on rule of law, which I believe that if today, because people are asking, who are those people who are going to rule us, even if you have our nation? The point remains that, let me tell you, those that are being drawn closer by this emirate or this kebab are those they know that are weak, those they know they can easily buy, and that's what has been happening since independence. Is the divide and rule, divide and conquer they've used against us in the south. That's the passion I'm having, that nobody can ever dictate my destiny to me as a Yoruba person. My background matters to me, my culture matters to me, my religion matters to me, and when those things have been taken from me, definitely I'm being left empty. We have to go back to basics and try and recapture ourselves, our emotional, our psychological, our religion, our culture, and bring ourselves back into reality of life. We've been living in a fake entrapment. We have been living in a fake vision that never determine the history or the future of us. Let us have a rethink and let us understand that life for us, we have to grab our destiny back so we can face a realistic future. If anybody wants to call, please call, and we are ready here to answer your call.
Okay, the line is now open for anybody that wants to call to call, and I will leave the line open for about 5 minutes. So about 1:15, we will be finished the show so that we can get ready for the next show that will be coming after this one. I want to thank everybody who has been here tonight to be part of this show. It's been a wonderful time. I have to reiterate that just before the show, we have some few dignitaries that they're supposed to know about this, and I asked them, I put it to them. I'm gonna give you their first two initial to their surname. There's DA. I asked DA. I have AK. I have AT, and I asked OB about this issue, and they said two of them said they will be the happiest person to dictate, to announce that Buhari is dead, if Buhari is dead in reality, and they know about it. They swear heaven and earth that they didn't know anything about it, and there's nothing they could do about it. Let me try and take it a little bit traditional. Let me take it traditional. Maybe we might get some answers if we take it traditional. So let me see what I can do if I take it back to our ways of life back in Nigeria in those days. Let's see. 1 second. Let me call somebody. Okay, their phone is engaged. Let's try another person and see whether we can get somewhere with this issue. Okay, the other number is ringing for the other gentleman. It will be very lovely if we can end the show on a high note with this few information we want to try and pass. It's ringing. Okay, they might be busy, that's why they didn't answer it. Let's try the first one back. Ogwato Baba. Hello sir.
Hello.
Ẹ káalẹ́ sir. Ẹ wà lórí ìkànnà pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn wa o. You are live. You are speaking to us live.
Ẹ máa gbọ́.
Okay.
Wọ́n ti ẹ̀rù tó ìbéèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan láti sọ fún yín.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni sir. Àríyàn ṣòkòkò. Okay.
Ìgbà tó bèrè lọ ìfájọ́ náà ní fún pé wọ́n wà náà ní fún. Wọ́n tó máa ṣe ní pé ẹ tó pe bí babaláwo méjì mẹ́ta nínú. Ó jẹ́ tọ́jọ́ polówó babaláwo káwọn náà tó ń wo kíní yẹn wò.
Okay. Ó yé wa sà. Pé òkùnkùn wà lọ́nà yẹn. Ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́. Ẹ ṣé sà. Àdúpẹ́ bàbá. Ẹ ṣé sà. Okay. A tún bèèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn adíkàfi ti ìbílẹ̀ tọ́ ká tún wò. Wọ́n ní pé bóyá Buhari wà láyé àbí kò sí láyé. Wọ́n ní òkùnkùn wà ń bẹ̀, ọjà òkùnkùn ni pé ibẹ̀ ṣókùnkùn. Nítorí ìdí èyí mo dúpẹ́ lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ti darapọ̀ wọn ní àṣálẹ́ lórí ètò yìí. Mo dúpẹ́ pé a pè yín ẹ wá, ọpẹ́ ní ṣọlá, ọpẹ́ púpọ̀ ní ọwọ́ yín. Níbí báyìí gan la máa fi àdàgbà ètò tòní rọ̀ sí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó ti bá wa dá sí ètò náà lónìí pé ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́, ẹ ṣé tá a pè yín tẹ́ wá. We thank you all that we called you and you are here. Let's take this call before we go. Hello caller. Ẹ káalẹ́ o. Hello sir.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you sir. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ bá a dá ṣètò ni sir?
Yeah, can you hear me? It's Ernest speaking.
Ernest, yeah. We can hear you sir.
Yeah, very good. Let me turn the volume a little bit down. Sorry, I'm just following you to be honest with you, and you guys are just right on point. But if you will rephrase backward, you will remember. I don't know. Maybe you guys might have heard of him, Nnamdi Kanu. He's been emphasizing much on this Buhari that he's just a photocopy. It's not the real work there. But yes, the point I'm trying to make here, everybody knows he's not the right person. The Buhari that we knew that's supposed to be there is long gone. It's just
right,
this one is just you. Like, yeah, let's just fill the space. But since everybody have known, thank God you guys are talking about it. Everybody's not talking about it. Look at the difference in the picture for that, the one you just put in here now. You will see the difference. This one is just the father of this little boy. But now that the secret is now wide open for everyone to see, the way forward is what I'm trying to find out from you guys. What do you guys want us to do? The youth have already started. We are the youth. We have already started. I don't want this the heat to quench up. So how and what are we going to do to keep the fire burning?
Okay.
It's high time. Sorry that I'm cut.
No problem.
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm just trying.
Continue, sir.
Yeah. So now that the fire is burning, if we let this opportunity die off, to be honest with you, I don't see in 100 years time to come that we'll ever get this opportunity. So I would like you to tell me or tell us what we can do to keep this going. Because if you look at the relationship, I'm not trying to be tribalistic. If you look at the relationship with Hausa, Yoruba, and the Igbo, or let's say East, West, or North or South, the Northerners, they are not even acting or trying to be part of Nigeria, if I should put it that way, because the relationship between the Yorubas and the Igbos or South or West is much closer than the Hausas, and those who are instigating all this problem from the word go have been them, the Northerners. I'm not trying to say that all the Northerners are bad, but let's be honest here, they are the problem all the time, everywhere. They are always been the problem. And if we can get this thing done once and for all, everybody will have their peace. That's all I have for now. Thank you very much for picking up.
Thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate you. I need to reiterate that since we started the program, we've been given some few insight into Buhari's life. In 2015, he traveled the country 32 times, calculated based on the 16 known trips that occur in H2 2015 after he took office on May 29th. In 2016, he traveled out of the country 21 times, 2 at least for medical reasons. Numbers, estimated number of days missed due to medical treatment, 18 days in 2016. In 2019, he traveled out of the country 5 times, 2 very long stay in England, 155 abroad, plus likely 82 at least in Nigeria, equals to 237 days he was out. He missed office for that. In 2018, he traveled out of the country 4 times, 4 times, 1 medical plus 3 work trips that include medical consultant and treatment. And then we go down for the source where we managed to speak some senior medical consultant, confirmed that the medical okay. Buhari underwent an operation and will need to be monitored as well as undergoing tests at least once every 3 months to check if the cancer has been treated and cleared or has returned and require more attention. We were told that he did stem cell treatment. Buhari did stem cell treatment. There's a consultant at Guy's and St. Thomas Hospital, Professor Proka Dagupta, Dasgupta, Proka, Prokar. Okay. Okay, these are some of the things they said to me since the program started. So on the 4th of May 2017, they sent 3 British white doctors to Nigeria, 2 men and 1 woman, to treat Buhari. That was in May.
It's not really treating him. They are just there to maintain the plastic surgery of which they have already made.
But if they said he died, if they said he died on the 19th of February.
So, you see, the same May of the same year they were talking about, May of 2017, which goes to show that they are trying to play on us. Maybe they are trying to perfect the surgery they were doing because they knew where they were going, that they wanted to present somebody else to us as the president. So those who are visiting were not visiting Buhari
in
proper.
2015, the medical report claimed that Buhari has a liver kidney disease, and they've actually changed the liver and the kidney since then. They did stem cell treatment for him, and they referred to one Akingbogbo who is an hotelier in Abuja, that did the same cell treatment that Buhari did. And this guy has been looking younger, they said, but they didn't say the guy is looking shorter. That is what they said. They said he's still sick. No, Buhari is sick in the head. They changed so many things from his body, but they've not been able to change his brain. So he's as good as dead.
Even then, Mr. Moderator, the question has to be asked. How come that since that 2017, there has never been any report of Buhari traveling out again for medical examination? So that has left a lot to be talked about as well.
True.
If actually,
I think this
medical report,
what we had, he went to England he traveled 4 times in 2018, 1 for medical and 3 for work plus medical. So, and he spent 14 days abroad. Last year, I believe he came here when Anthony Joshua met him in person after his fight. Was it last year or this year? I think it was last year. So,
are you sure it's the same Buhari is the person that Anthony Joshua met?
Well, the best person to answer that question will be Anthony Joshua, because I never see him personally.
You never met him before. How will you know the real Buhari from the fake Buhari?
Well, Saddam Hussein has body double, whatever they call it. He has body double. So, but we're not gonna make mind of our listeners. We're not trying to make up your mind for you. We just want you to pick all this information and process it and make up your mind yourself. You are the best judge for this kind of thing. The earlier, the better for him to release the evidence. If true, he wants the people of Nigeria to be free. Okay, that's true. If this man is telling the truth, then let's him release some.
Yeah, he said he's going to release it. He is. He said at the right time, when Nigerians are asking for it, that he will release it. He knows what he's talking about. Can I share
some few information on this one for you guys again? There have been palliative discovery in Jos, in Kaduna, in Anambra as well. So the whole country is messed up. Caller, your name and where you're calling from, and I believe you want to get involved in our program. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm calling from the US.
Thank you, sir. What do you have to say? Your name, sir, and what do you have to say?
My name is Mike. What I want to say is, you guys discussed the uniting the South, and somehow you guys believe that by just Igbo and Yoruba uniting, the South has been united. And I think one mistake we are making is, in the South, it's not only Igbo and Yoruba that exist in the South. And in the East that we talk about, there's so much division among them, and that hasn't been sorted out. And we think the South can work together right now. So I think we have limited knowledge of that Eastern Nigeria. So seeing Igbo and Yoruba coming together right now, the deal is not sealed until the whole South. We haven't discussed the South, the Benin, all this area. These people, it's like we leave them voiceless. If we want to discuss the South, we have to always include this other ethnic group in the South. So that's just what I want to add.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. During the week, this week, we're bringing 2 people from Ishekiri people, 2 different people who are going to be talking to us about the Ishekiri people, and that will probably clear some of those problems for us. And then we're going to get somebody from Kogi, or 1 or 2 people from Kogi to speak to us as well sometime this week. On behalf of everybody, like I've been saying in the last 20 hours, I want to say a very big thank you to you all. And should I give Mr. Fatai another chance to talk? Nah, I don't think so. It's going to take another 20 hours to finish his conversation.
Well, at least let me just sign off.
Sign off in 1 minute, 60 seconds. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you very much for tonight. We appreciate your participation. We appreciate your...
Not you, sir. Not you, sir. 1 second. I didn't know you were still there. Did you get my response to your question, sir?
Oh, I got your response. But Ishekiri is not enough. Ijo people are really not so happy with the Igbos right now. So that we Yoruba need to go there and help them, unite them or something. Because that East is very divided as we are speaking. I'm telling you, we just don't hear, just not on the surface. So we need to really pay attention before we start saying we want to start going against the North. We need to solve our problem.
I think, my brother, I think the narratives are changing now. The narratives are changing now. We are not talking about life and death, and we are all seeing everything that the way it has been playing. So it is true that there has been no.
Fatai, let's take this call quickly. Let's take this call.
Okay,
caller,
please
you
go on,
got
caller.
60 seconds. Go ahead, yeah. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
My name is Odun. I'm calling from Chicago.
Thank you, Mr. Odun. Okay.
So, I'm calling from Sherry. Tape the plane is in here concerning the journalist to sorrow program here lano. The boss of me after the molesting here, morning sleepless nights. Mo believe in what you boy so me the power of me.
Yeah.
Mo believe about narrative in Cordon Shell from that ASO from the peaceful protest to learn in Nigeria. Èmi kò fẹ́ mi ò fẹ́ ká máa repeat nǹkan tá ti mọ̀ kí ni way forward right now nǹkan tá gbọ́dọ̀ máa sọ sí nìyẹn máa tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ń ṣe Buhari èmi ní believe yẹn mi ò lè parọ́ fún yín ẹ má yẹ ká tanra wa mọ́ America mo ti ń pè yí I'm tired of this country right now kí ni way forward ní ká máa sọ báyìí right now ẹjọ́ kí ni way forward.
Brother mi way forward ni wípé Nàìjíríà ti fẹ́ kò lè Nàìjíríà ò lè ṣe
ẹjọ́ tó Ọlọ́run ọdún mi kò lè gbọ́ jù
Okay, I should go on.
àlàyé tí mo ṣe fún yín brother mi God bless you àlàyé tí mo ṣe fún yín ni wípé ẹ jẹ́ ká wá bá a ṣe máa tẹ̀síwájú tí a bá mú àyànmọ́ wa ká gbà padà ká wá mọ̀ bá a ṣe máa bí dára wa fọjọ́ wájú kò sí ìrètí kankan ní nǹkan tó pè Nàìjíríà kò sí nǹkan tó fún wa 60 ọdún kí la rí tọ́ka sí wọ́n ti gba ìwé wa jẹ́ kò sómi wọ́n lo iná fún wa as a weapon of mass destruction wọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ destruction tó fẹ́ tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tipẹ́tipẹ́ àwa là fúnra nítorí pé ọmọlúàbí ni wá afọkàntán wọn a rò pé ìfẹ́ tá a ní sùn làwọn náà ní sí wa nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nìyẹn until recently tí bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ gan tó bá ara jẹ tó bá wa mú tó realize pé àwọn iná kọ̀kọ̀ tó jẹ́ program Fulani gan plan wọ́n yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tó gbọ́ jọ ń sọ nígbà tó máa ń pàdé bàbá ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá realize pé òun ti ṣe mistake tipẹ́tipẹ́ so ta ló yẹ fẹ́ lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ń sìn tó fẹ́ sọ pé òun fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan wọn lè mọ̀ tó bá Ọbásanjọ́ because bàbá yẹn ló ti bá wọn jẹ láti 1967 so the only thing tó lè jẹ́ ká gba kíkú ikọ́ síkùrò lórí wa ni pé ká gba òmìnira ká dẹ̀ mọ̀ bá ṣe máa kóra wa jọ láti mọ̀ yìí pé a bẹ̀rẹ̀ nǹkan tó máa jẹ́ ká ní political progress nothing there is no solution to it Nigeria ò lè work láíláí àwọn tó kójọ ò ní kó work àwọn tó dẹ̀ yẹ pé kójọ fún tó ń ta ìjà kẹ̀ gbogbo they deliberately centralize the fortune of Nigeria on few hands because tí wọ́n bá spread the fortune yẹn kò ní ṣe é gbà láti kó wá sí abroad òun náà ṣe mọ̀mọ́ create mega billionaires so that billionaires yẹn wọ́n lè rí wọn cancel láti máa ro wọn wá síbí tó yẹ pé wọ́n practice socialism tó yẹ kó máa spread the economy tí nǹkan máa wà okay ni nǹkan tó wọ́n á bù kò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ but deliberately they created a fake democracy. It is not we are not in charge of our destiny in Nigeria. The democracy is fake. A institution whereby more than 25% of the national resources is only being consumed by
I've got another caller, sir. I've got another caller. Caller, go ahead. Your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, good afternoon. This is caller from the US.
Hello, Uncle Caller.
Yeah, Mr. Okuribido, the way forward is how the Babas in Nigeria keep it quiet. Nobody is saying anything. I quite agree with him. Nigeria is dead. Nothing is going on in Nigeria. Okay, what is the way forward?
Okay, the way forward
is that àwọn youth wa àwọn ọ̀dọ́ wa kan mọ̀ wípé kò sí tẹ̀síwájú fún wọn kò sí ọjọ́ wájú fún wọn ní ìlú Nàìjíríà ká ń sìn iná lè determine life ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ wájú.
Okay,
it's the only way forward.
Okay, 1 second, sir. 1 second. So the way forward, I'm going to say my own. Uncle Fatai said his own. I'm sure you can probably listen to that one on your side. The way forward for us now is to keep working hard. Don't let us relent. Join the group, contribute more, share the post, share not this post only, anything to do with our agitation, share the post so that more people can know about it. We need to keep driving this one to the next level. The good thing about it is that the more people that we drive it to, the more it will go viral, the more you can share and tag people on all the agitators posts. Not only Heritage, but everybody that's doing it, from people doing it in America, other parts of Europe, Nigeria, even from England here. Yomi Koiki, Rilu Abikade, David Hamilton, Bedu, Why all of us doing this fight. The more we can share our post, the better it will be for all of us. I hope that clears some few things out. And we'll keep doing some other things in the background.
Yeah, I always, even the petition, even on your show yesterday, I put the petition online, and I can see that you confirm that event. So that's good. But I think that is not it's not an end on its own, because we need to strategize and go ahead and get what.
Yeah, we're doing so much strategy, but the problem is that most of our strategies, we're not gonna put it out online. I can talk to you on a one-to-one later on, so that we can listen to some of the things we're doing in the background. Because yes, you're not gonna play your card you're not gonna put all your cards on the table for your enemy to see. You understand?
Okay.
I really appreciate your support. Thank you. The line is now closed, guys. I really appreciate you all for your contribution. Mr. Fatai, in 60 seconds, and your 60 seconds start now. And I'm counting.
Yeah, thank you very much. God bless you all for being with us. The point I'm trying to make is that Nigeria is a dead nation, and the future starts now. Let us start to inform people about what future is going to hold for us, especially the southern part of Nigeria. People have always said it that after all, there is poverty in the north, so that there is no reason we should be blaming the northerners, this and that. But culturally, we are different. They believe in their oligarchic system, whereby if a single person is owning the entire fortune of the land, they don't mind going down to Sri Lanka. But the southern part, we are commerce oriented. We are people that believe in the success of others. We are all want to be leaders and want to lead a very community that we find ourselves. So culturally, we are different. If for the 60 years of Nigerian existence, over 85% of the governance of the leadership of Nigeria was being held by the North, and the North remains what it is, despite the huge amount of money that has been looted. It is their problem, not for us in the South to be comparing our social system with their own social system. We are two different people. Let us start to think about how we are going to grab our destiny back so that we can start to rebuild our nation. Other, I can assure you, the Yoruba nation is going to be a nation that's going to compete with Britain, America, and other nations. Remember, in Brazil alone, Yorubas are over 80.
You've only got 1 minute. You spend about 5 minutes. We have another caller.
Okay.
And you finish your summary up anyway. Let's take this caller.
Then I can come back again.
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
My name is Mike. I'm calling from the Netherlands.
Oh, okay. Your contribution, sir.
Please, I want to make some contributions to the program that is going on. First of all, I want to talk about the unification of the Southerners. You see, some few years ago, which was around 2017, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been talking about the death of Buhari.
Yeah.
And nobody's listening to him. And because of that, he was angry. He started pushing for the freedom of the South, for the Biafrans.
Yeah.
He was pushing to it hardly and still lamented about Nigerians not listening to his quest for the death of Buhari.
Yeah.
But this time around, now that things are coming out, all the secrets are coming out, how I wish that the Southwest and the Southeast and the Southwest can come together and utilize this opportunity. But you people should remember that the people who call our elders or leaders, which might be the governors, the traditional rulers, or the ministers, or the senators, all of them are a member of the cabals. So if we start relying on them, continue relying on them to come and help the situation, they will not, and they are not ready for that. Because they are the beneficiaries of the criminal and the corruption that's going on in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So it's better now. The Yorubas have the Southwest, the Yorubas for the Southwest have what we call the Amoteco. They have the Afenifere who are ready to compromise with the other part of the South and the South to work together. So when you this type of situation that is a do or die, if you start looking at this elder men who make a lot of mistakes and who use this opportunity, use the people that are on ground now who are ready to work out with each other so that we can get something out of it. If the demands given to the Northerners or to the government, that to the 3 points, if they don't want to do it, then we can fight and let the South go out. We get nothing from the North. We can survive. We have intellectuals from the whole Southern region. We can work together and live together and make this out of it. So let us not continue waiting for leader, elder. There's nothing like leader and elder because they're not interested.
Wow. Great.
Please, this is my own contribution.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm going to take this one now for the last time. Please, after this gentleman, don't call again. Go ahead, call out your name and where you're calling from. Can you turn your system down, please?
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, call out your name and where you're calling from.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
Is it better?
Yes.
Sure. Okay, bye.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Ẹ ṣeun sá. Orúkọ mi ni Rotimi Fáṣọ̀gbọ̀n. Ọmọ Fagbọ́n sá. Mo ń pè láti ilẹ̀ Italy. Italy ni mo wà sá.
Can we try and speak English, Uncle, so that the rest can benefit as well? Sorry for that. ASO, you was speak English, sir.
No, Yorùbá ni mí sá. Owó ní kí n sọ òyìnbó. Mo program yín lọ́wọ́ bá mi sá online.
Torí àwọn èèyàn wa yòókù tí ó gbọ́ Yorùbá because it's a national issue là ń sọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀gá ẹ̀.
You heard me, sir.
Okay, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Our father is Oduduwa, sir.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
What is going on now? Fully work, sir. We cannot work together, sir. What is show? Also pump and clear. Àwọn ọmọ àsáwọ̀ ọ̀nù wa sà lóyún ló pọ̀ jù sà. Àwọn tó ń jẹ àrí general manager those people that eating from that negative forces sà. Place. It can't work sir. Nigeria is finished sir. Nigeria is finished. How many years more? Do you know how I came out from Nigeria to this place sir? Mo living there, I have family there, I have everything there. It can't work, sir. It's how are we moving forward now? Let us all declare our own nation. Let them know. Let them know, sir. Are we afraid? Look at here, sir. I have to leave my city, go down to Rome to protest in front of the embassy. What are we waiting for, sir?
Okay.
Look at how they massacred our children, sir. All those guys, they are graduates. What's so bara? They turn them to beggars, sir. It can't work, sir. Only work. It can't. This is the problem of eyes. They dominate everywhere, sir. Defense, they are there. Air Force, they are there. Port Authority, they are there, sir. Hello?
Hello, Mungboy, sir.
Tell me, what are you going to tell me now? They are not there. It remains only our local government, sir, to come in, to dominate, sir. And we are saying Nigeria. A fool will be talking as if we are Nigeria or Nigeria is finished, sir. It's end of Nigeria, sir.
Okay, thank you very much for your contribution, sir. We really appreciate you. Please keep in touch so that we can work on strategy together more often, sir.
I'm available, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. I have to end it all here because the next program, they are actually banging on my door now. They want me to finish this show. So I want to thank Uncle Fatai so much for his contribution and his time as well, and all other people that have come and gone. Until next time, I come your way again. Goodbye and good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the newly formed Ududuwa Nation.